You've raised a very important and very fundamental point, and that is the way we define humanitarian. And I don't want to use your time to try and, if you like, go through the difficulties of separating out what you might call the political aspects of humanitarian intentions and the true cause of humanitarianism. The latter is about protecting people, no matter who they are or where they are, in a way that is independent and neutral and, if you like, provide succor for all. This is different from a political attempt to try and relieve people from the burden of what is perceived to be an oppressive regime. The difficulty for a humanitarian worker is that the humanitarian worker cannot choose sides. He or she will have to negotiate with both sides to ensure that they have access to the affected, no matter who they are.
Is it a problem for a humanitarian operation to take place under the umbrella of a military operation, which is, well, proving to be quite controversial?
It is an extraordinarily difficult position to be in, because basically it is very difficult to be under a military umbrella when you're trying to tell people on either side that you are neutral and independent. And that is a huge challenge. It requires almost parallel negotiations. And one of the difficulties is that in one way or another you will get caught up as a part of the military machine.
How many people does it take to be under threat for there to be a humanitarian crisis?
What a very, very interesting question. Let me put it this way. I think when Henri Dunant, back in 1859, tried to help the wounded in the Battle of Solferino, it was a matter of a handful of soldiers. Those who are in need is the criterion. And that, I think, always will have to be the case.
Can I ask you just one last thing, just on the practicalities of this? Would you expect that this coalition aerial assaults, it would now move away from targeting these sort of strategic military targets to expanding a no-fly zone to be able to get humanitarian supplies to however many people need them?
This obviously creates a real dilemma for the humanitarian sector, because basically, unless we get access to both sides, those in Tripoli as well as those in Benghazi, then the whole balance and the independence and the perception of what we are trying to do as humanitarians becomes distorted. It is, yet again, another very difficult problem.
Are you worried by what you're seeing at the moment in Libya?
I'm deeply worried, in a peculiar way, less for the humanitarian consequences and more for the very survival of the region and, dare I say, the development of the region as a democratic body.